guys, welcome back to the episode of Garage Edition. Yeah. Today we are going to be working on the door panel for Colossus. Right there. Anyways, we're going to be finishing up this. Like I said, I don't have any of the purple paint. I have to get some, but for now I am going to resin it. Hopefully it'll dry fast enough so we can Bondo and just work it and make it smooth. Got some primer. And also, for now, I've got this metallic. It's really like, it's a metallic, it's like Metaflake. It is really sparkly. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and resin this and body work it, because after we do that and paint it, it will be good to go. We will paint it purple later on. I don't have any purple, and the place where I buy is closed on Sunday, so I got to make a video for Garage Edition because this is Sunday. So I want to go ahead and resin this and body work it, paint it silver, and hopefully it turns out good. And then all I have to do is the other one, and we'll have that part done. Then we'll have to start working on the bottom panel of the door, which I don't know, it's going to be soon, because I really do want to start working on a console. Like, I don't know, it's like I get bored of one project and want to straight to another, but I hated my truck being apart, so definitely want to get these done. Plus, they're just going to look cool. They don't look good now because they are polka dots, but let's turn to something magical. Alright, so I got my cup, my wonderful cup. Best thing in the world, because like you can throw away after they're done. So I don't buy like measuring cups or all that, because I've done it so long, I know what I like to use. Resin. We got the fiberglass resin. We got the polka dot material. Yeah. Got a brush. I like using a 1-inch, but all I had was 2-inch brushes. Well, this is the only one, so I had to use it. So we're going to go ahead, put some harder in it, mix it up, and start laying it. Now this stuff does soak in the resin, but more it penetrates it, the better it's going to be. Alright, so let's go ahead and mix them up and put the resin on. Alright, so I'm actually going to throw that out in the sun, let the sun bake it, hopefully in about 30-40 minutes, because I put a lot of hardener in. 34 minutes, it'd be ready for sanding. Yes, it does dry that fast. They have, like, it's, I know Steve Mead, he's a YouTuber, and he owns a business too. Like, he sells this stuff called Sunflash, S&D Sunflash, I think that's what it's called. It's actually, if you put it out in the sun, like the UVs, like dry, like harden it like that. Thought about trying some of that, because when you're doing YouTube videos, like, it takes so long to do stuff like that, and if you do it, throw it in the sun in less than, I think they say like 30 seconds to a minute, it'd be completely hardened. So I think I might end up trying some of that. But until then, we're going to throw it in the sun and let it bake. Alright, so this is actually the next day. This thing is rock hard. Now, like, you can push it in a little bit, but when we put the Bondo and stuff on there, it would be really good. I actually came out here, was like, oh great, it's good to go. I actually put another coat of resin, so it kind of smoothed out a little bit, but still rough. We got paint, sand it. Came out here, was like, alright, so go ahead, got my knife, cut it. I used these to go around the edges, because it cuts it perfect. I was cutting around it, got it done. I was like, cool, give me some sandpaper. I was like, crap, I forgot to turn the camera on. So I was like, going to town, just work on it. So we do got our base here. After we get everything done, I'll put this kind of carpet on it. On the back of it, so when we do mount it to the door, like, it won't vibrate or anything. Plus, it won't scratch the door. because we done did enough form to it anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding this. This is basically the longest process, is sanding this crap. But once it's sanded, we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get the sander out and everything. Sand it, try to get it smooth, and then we put like a skim of Bondo on it. Hopefully we don't have to put too many layers of Bondo and stuff, because I don't want to have like 10 hours in this piece. But we do want it nice, smooth, and to look really good. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we're getting ready to sand this. So I actually went to the store fast and bought some goodies. I bought this orbiting sander. I have like the regular sander, but my air compressor doesn't push it that good, so I didn't want to have to let it sit there and build up air, so I did buy that. I bought some washers and bolts, because this is how we're going to actually bolt this on the door. It's 1/2 inch thick base with inch bolts, so we'll probably have to cut a little bit off. Might not have to, but I don't know. Got washers, so we'll have a big enough surface so it'll hold it good. Got some spread pads because we need some for Bondo. Got some 80 grit. Once we take it down, we're not going to put a lot of Bondo. We're just going to put enough just to get everything smooth. So hopefully we don't have to use too much. So bought these for the new sander, and I went, instead of painting it silver, I was like, that's a lot of work just paint it silver and I have to repaint it again. So I went and bought some more Purplelicious. What? Look at that. Yeah. So when we get done, it should be the color we want. So let's go ahead and get some sanding done. It is time for some body filler. I set it down as far as I want. I don't want to go too much, because the more we take off, the thinner the material will be. So we do have some crevice. That's why it looks like certain parts has been sanded, certain hasn't. But we want to go ahead and fill up those low spots. So we do that. Plus, we don't want it to be too heavy. I do feel right there. I mean, it's hard, but I feel like we need to put some right there because it's not perfectly round. That's the only spot that we really need some. So we're going to go ahead and mix some body filler. That's why I bought some new Bondo spreaders, buddy, whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and mix some Bondo and put it on. Alright, so the Bondo is dry. We let it harden and everything. So we're going to go ahead and take the 80 grit and start sanding on to try to get it smooth. I know we'll probably have to repeat this process a couple of times, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we got this. It's pretty smooth, not the best. We still need to go over it with a little bit more spots and everything. We'll throw some like glazing putty on it. Now up here I still haven't really got it that good, But I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of primer on it. I'm going to let the primer sit overnight and stuff because it is starting to get dark. But I'm going to go ahead and throw a coat of primer on it. Let that dry. Then we come out in the morning, we can see where we need to fix. Not really taking that long to fix. I mean, it's still smooth, but of course when you put paint on it, it's a whole different story. But I think it's going to look good. We'll put some primer on it. If it does dry enough so I can actually touch it, we'll put it on the door panel, see what it looks like. Because I get too excited, I'm like, oh, I want to see what it looks like, at least primer on the door, so we might get that far. If not, I'll let it dry overnight. We'll come back out here in the morning and start finishing up, because by tomorrow, it'll be painted purple and drying, so let's keep on at it. Alright, we got a really expensive primer. This primer set me back $1 a can. Terrible. Now, it's just like Walmart name brand, not name brand, it's like off brand. So we'll go ahead and spray some on it. Alright, so I went ahead and bought some glazing putty because I didn't have any. Boston 220, I do have finer grit so we can sand it down. I'm going to take the glazing putty, put it on some of the spots that we don't actually want to fill back up with Bondo. It's just little imperfections that we can actually use that for. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all these in. Might actually make some Bondo for this actually. Fill that in. Once that dries, we'll actually sand it down again. Primer, if it looks good, we'll sand down with the smoother finish. Primer it, and then we should be good to go to paint it some purple-licious. Oh yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put some spot putty on it. Alright, so it's time for another coat of primer. Hopefully this kind of seals up everything we need it to do. Alright, while we're waiting for the gray primer to actually dry a lot more, I actually got some gloss black. I'm going to go ahead and spray inside because I just hate the way it looks. I'm going to go ahead and take the air hose, spray that stuff. That's just particles in there. Sanding particle, or whatever you want to call it, dust. I'm going to go ahead and take the air hose and blow it out. That way we'll paint it, and inside will be gloss black. Even though, like, when the speaker goes, you won't see it, but I just like it to be actually painted in there so you don't see the polka dots. So, go ahead and spray it off and then paint it black inside. And hopefully we can spray the purple on it. Hopefully it's going to look good. Alright, so there's a little bit in each one of these cans. So we'll try to use these first before I use a new one. This one actually has quite a bit in it. So, I actually took one of the speakers from Speaker Pod, four-wheeler thing. and took it out. So I'm gonna put it in there to see how it looks. Now that ain't gonna be a speaker I use. We'll use a better looking speaker, but let's go for it. Make sure it's shook up real well. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and turn it around. Alright, there's one coat of mini. You can already start seeing the sparkles in it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and we'll throw in a couple more coats. Alright, just want to throw this out there. I am not a body person or a painter whatsoever. I always say that because somebody's going to be like, oh, you didn't do it right. I probably didn't, but it's going to look cool after it's done. I'm sure I could spend another 10 days on it or whatever and made it perfect. I mean, perfect. Or it might just look like it does now. So I just, I went, made sure it's smooth, wouldn't have any crevice, little pinholes or anything. I filled in. So hopefully it's going to turn out good. So just advice, I'm a DIY person, not a professional when it comes to body work or anything. I do like doing fiberglass and stuff, but when it comes to painting and stuff like that, not professional. So just remember that. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. It's still drying, so I really won't be able to actually mount it on the door or anything because this video has to go up tomorrow, which means I have to edit tonight. So I really can't bolt it up or anything because it is starting to rain, plus it's still wet. I don't want to get fingerprints all over. Looks really good. Like I said, a little bit different places I could done different, but we still actually do the other one for the passenger side, which I will do here in the next couple of days, hopefully, because I always try to do one on camera and one off camera. Then after that, we'll probably be starting on a center console for either Colossus or Super M. I'm leaning towards Super M since I do drive it daily, so it adds something new to the truck, because I ain't done anything to it lately. Colossus usually just sits in the driveway, and I take pictures of it all the time. Good use of truck. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you punch that subscribe button. Also, follow me on Instagram at gsparks11. Anyways, guys, this is George, and I am out of here.